Hey all you nerds, Gabe aka Froopy Art here, and I teamed up with Umbreon Libris, Mr. Bonnie John, and Happy Gamer Nick to create some Fakemon based on shared prompts. We've each made a video, so after you finish with this one, be sure to pop over and check out all the other awesome ideas that we made. But before we get going, I need to share with you what design prompt I gave to these other cool kids. Alright, we all needed to design Fakemon that fit the theme, be careful what you wish for. It's pretty open-ended, but I knew that we'd get some really interesting interpretations. So let's go ahead and get started with my boy, Bonnie John. Now, if you are not familiar with Bonnie John's content, he 100% qualifies as a damn gem. His stuff is so good, and be sure to check him out. But let's see what he has up his sleeve for Be Careful What You Wish For.
So what's up, everybody? I've probably made the saddest line in the history of the world, and you can blame Gabe or Froopy Art for that. That's not my fault. I wanted to make happy Pokemon, but no, be careful for what you wish for. When I say the first thing that I thought, I don't know, it makes me wonder if that means something's wrong with me, but I was looking through several concepts and ideas of how to tell, wait for it, a story. I have to always put a story into my lines. And I also wanted to, something that I've had great joy when I come up with designs is finding creatures that we haven't seen yet in the games. And that's usually a thing anyway that Fakemon artists do anyway, but I want to also add that extra layer and when possible, avoid the gets bigger syndrome that happens with a lot of evolutions. So that kind of sets up that, yes, my first Pokemon will be evolving. In that case, I think we can just jump right into, and I would love for everyone to say hello to my very, very cute friend, if I may say, Bellaguna, the tropical Pokemon.
Oh, I see.
That's great. That's fantastic. The big nose. Oh.
Yeah, no, I love the nose, and I love the, well, I'm guessing the eye is the long piece in the middle. It looks like the clown makeup, and it also looks a little sad already. So
with the crying clown paintings, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what if Nemo didn't turn an actor, but turned into a different career? Something like that.
Yeah, and so let's go start talking about that. And so the career in this case is to be a career pet on the shelf. The idea I wanted to explore was, of course, if the prompt was be careful what you wish for. The idea for the tropical Pokemon is that we have a creature who, in this variation of it, is a more domesticated or bred creature that's you can only get in the shops in whatever region I put this guy in. So you could find him in the wild. He might look a little different. He may have a different evolution. Just saying. But in this instance, what happens when you and your family are bred to be sold at the equivalent of pet shops in the Pokemon universe? And so now you might think, well, what's the wish? Well, the wish is you want to go to a loving family. You want to be sold. You want to be loved. You want to be brought into the world. And guess what? It's attractive,
and it's
dead. And it's dead. So, like I said, Gabe made me murder Bellaguna. I didn't want to. He messaged me separately. He said, "Hey, I need a tearjerker this episode."
Yeah, I did that. That's true.
Yes,
It needs to die.
He needs to die. We need the tears for the act of the story, and that is a perfect transition. Then, the very beautiful and adorable Bellaguna prayed to have a nice family. But instead, little Timmy picked him up, didn't know how to take care of him, and now he's dead. So everybody, I need you to welcome in Ugliachi. The downhearted Pokemon.
The blobfish.
Yes, sir. And when I tell you I had trouble with the names, at one point I was literally going to name him Bob with 3 B's at the end, just to give him further insult. Hearted Pokemon. So, if Bell Laguna is waiting their whole life to be brought home to a caring family, Ugliachi, he's accepted his fate. And the Pokemon evolves after level 10 because he's a weakling. He's not built for fighting. When released from the PC. So it would be a thing where when you push him out of the PC and release him, the evolution would trigger, and then maybe you'd have to catch him again. And it might be the easiest catch of your life. You could probably just full catch him, but something
100%
simple.
catch rate.
101% catch rate, just for that extra, just in case 100 wasn't good for you. Oh, you brought me back, Master? No, back into the PC.
Fish stuck to your leg.
Yeah.
I have to admit, this is not a Pokemon that I would keep on my team. But
No.
That's a lie.
it's not my kind of Pokemon. Like, it's not the kind of Pokemon that I go for. But it is very well designed, and I know that a large portion of the fan base would love it.
I think so too. And I was also when I create my Pokemon, I try to think about them again in the world and even the anime. And like there would for sure be some like really like cool character, and he's got Ugliachi, and he's like, look at my cool Pokemon, and he lifts his hand out, he's like shining, and Ugliachi's just like his small little flippers, like you know, I wanted to see him in the kind of overworld, and like it genuinely, I cannot tell you boys, genuinely upset me creating the story and designing the character. I felt so awful for lines and color on my screen. So I was like, you know what, in the anime, he's gonna have like a sick arc, or he's gonna belong to like Leon or some champion. And his stats are ass, obviously, but he's still a good friend.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
Okay. Next up to bat, we have someone that, if you are familiar with me at all, you know how much I absolutely love him and his nerdy brain, and that is the always wonderful Umbreon Libris. Obviously, go check out his stuff if you somehow haven't already, but first, let's see what he comes up with.
I don't have a very complex. I don't have a lot of backstory to share for this one, but the wish that I decided to base this on is the wish to not be alone, the wish to have friends, to have a community, and so yeah, I'll just go ahead and show it to you now, because like I said, I don't have that much to tell you. So this is a Pokemon that it felt.
That's so cute.
It wanted a friend.
Yeah.
This is Marmates.
Oh, what a great name.
Little marmot.
What a great name.
As usual, and I'll put this out there for all of my Pokemon, as usual, I cannot take full credit for names in particular, because I developed my ideas along with my viewers, and so there's one supporter in particular, Gano, who is just fantastic with puns, which of course is wonderful for Pokemon names. So, this is Marmates. This Pokemon made friends with its shadow when it was lonely during a long winter. The shadow gives this Pokemon the confidence to seek out big adventures. They love playing peekaboo. So it's partially based on marmots. That's where the name comes from. Groundhogs with the seeing the shadow thing, and it's got a little bit of hamster in there as well. But yeah, it's a normal and ghost type.
So is the tail like possessed by a ghost? Is like the shadow that it sees that's giving it confidence like a ghost that's possessing its tail, kind of?
I think of it more as it's its actual shadow, like, come to life, basically.
Ah, okay.
So think of like Peter Pan's shadow, where it has its own kind of personality and can do its own thing. So it's kind of like that.
Nice.
It's very unique. What I think is what makes it work even better is that you have such a cute little small tiny animal, and then
He's
you
so
have
small.
behind it you have like a dead ghost thingy behind it, so you mix cute with some darkness behind it, which is always a fun and interesting concept to work with.
Yeah, I think it's adorable, and like it's also nice because like nothing could go wrong, you know? Like it's just good, like nothing will happen, and they'll just be happy, right? Right, Libris?
Of
Right?
course.
There's nothing more to it than that. They're best friends. Like you wouldn't do anything to separate them, right?
No, of course not. No.
No.
Good,
No, these best
Right.
friends are together. But what happens when you have a friend around all the time? Well,
Oh god.
it can be a bit much.
Whoa. More maniacs. Wacko Yakko Dot.
This is Marmaniacs, the peer pressure Pokemon.
Oh no.
This Pokemon is never alone. It loves its friends, but at times they can be overwhelming.
Oh no! And just switching
No.
normal ghost to ghost normal like also says so much about what's going on here.
Yeah.
Oh.
That is such a good catch. That is such a good catch. That is a nice touch, Libris. That is a good touch and good catch. Wow, I love that.
Its shadows are mischievous by nature and always seeking new adventures. It can never rest.
No.
Yeah, so switching the type was definitely to signal, like, it changes who's in charge.
He's not in control, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Why? Why would you do this?
I picture this one, like, when it's, if you see it, like, in the overworld, I picture the shadows just kind of leading the way, and the actual,
Just following.
Marmot is just kind of crawling along, like, yeah, I guess we'll go.
Or like dragging like a dog who doesn't want to go
like
anymore.
going the other way.
I think something must happen.
I just want to point out, because I made it the stats for the evolved form. It's a very good, like, it's very defensive, very good, like, HP. It has really high attack, but it's really slow because it's being dragged along. And it has basically no special defense, because the special defense is the mental one. And this guy's not in a very good mental state.
Smart.
Nice job. That was good.
Thank you.
All right. Let's hear from the cool kid who organized this whole collaboration. Now, I've collaborated with him before, and it's always a blast. It's the on fire happy gamer Nick. Let's see what he's got for us.
Well, the prompt was be careful what you wish for. And I did make two designs that take that quite literal. They both do something with wishes, but both do them in a different way as well. I don't think you guys are familiar with League of Legends, so I can say Tom Kench. You guys don't know the character. But it's literally almost the same thing. I sort of try to Pokemonize, turn the character into a Pokemon. So I took big reference. If you put them side by side, you can actually see them coexist, be the same thing. So here is Devour,
Wow.
the River Demon Pokemon.
The shiny is fire.
Yeah, that shiny is great.
Yeah.
Poison Frog style. that was a reference for
holy
the
shit, that's
shiny.
enormous.
He's huge.
Okay, but why does this Pokemon fit the prompt? This Pokemon,
That's it.
like, what's the word? Grants. Jeez, not my foreign language. It grants wishes to unsuspecting people and Pokemon, but there's always a catch. And the house always wins. So it doesn't matter what you wish for. Eventually, it doesn't matter if it's in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, even 60 years, eventually you will break your contract with this Pokemon, and this Pokemon will then eat you. So eventually you will lose. That's the thing. You might win, but eventually you will lose anyways. That's the concept about this Pokemon.
Cool. Very cool.
That is scary.
dark.
Yeah.
And
I mean, mine's dark too, but instead of a monkey's paw, it's a frog's foot, basically.
Okay, now for the other one, I was looking into, like, when I design these type of Pokemon, I see the prompt, and some people like Bonnie do a ton of research and just keep on working on their concepts for days upon days. I just come up and I see it in my brain without even actually looking into something. It's just like an unlucky Pokemon. I'm wondering, like, what the heck has that to do with this thing? Well, here we have Took. Tough luck, that's where the name comes from.
it's adorable.
Whoa!
Yeah.
What is?
If you look closely, it is a genie, so I had to make sure it didn't look too much like Hoopa. But I have implemented a ton of features which you might recognize as bad luck. The thing on his head is supposed to represent a ladder. He has a broken mirror inside of his belly, and he has a horseshoe turned down. And the last thing, those whiskers on his, like, those eyebrow things are supposed to look like nines. I don't know exactly what it meant in Japanese, but in Japanese, it's sort of like a bad word, which means that a 9 is actually seen as bad luck in Japan as well. So I implemented a ton of those bad luck things into the design.
Yeah, I saw the horseshoe right away, and I was like, oh, I see where this is going. The cracked mirror.
Yeah.
What I did forget to tell, like, this Pokemon is purely kind. So he will always try his best to make the wishes go well, but it always backfires. So that's the double for that thing as well. So it wants to help, but it can't.
That's such
What
a
if he
good
gets cursed by the other
personality.
guy then?
Yeah, you put those two together and you're screwed.
Yeah, wait.
Yep.
The other guy.
Do they have
I
some
should
kind
have
of
get this on your
relationship?
team. I haven't really thought about that. I think they're kind of too different to have a relation. I could almost say like two could be like a mythical, something like that. But like I don't see Devour as a mythical. It's more or less just a dark Pokemon. So I don't know. Maybe Bonnie, do your thing. Do the lore.
Okay, so the way I see it is that essentially it's probably kind of like a pseudo rare kind of Pokemon, and you know, once again the monkey's paw kind of beat. If you try and ask for it to heal you, he'll give you a potion, but then in reality it's like a bitter root or something like that. So it's nothing too grand. It's not gonna, you know, like piano's not gonna fall on your mother, you know, something like that. The end.
I can see them being
Nice.
like version exclusives, right? So like
Ooh.
Yeah, the wishing
Yeah.
Pokemon,
Yeah.
something like
Right.
that could connect them.
yeah.
Cool.
The thing is, I like them so much, but it's so in universe. It's like, well, I don't want to actually be around them. That's
No.
just all bad news. But oh, he's
Yeah.
so cute and so sad. Okay, you know it's Froopy time. I mean, it is my prompt after all. You know, be careful what you wish for. So I'm pretty happy with what I came up with. Let's go. I also went with a Pokemon with an animal that we just haven't seen before. Let's gonna toss him in there. His name is, what did I call him? Solosum.
Wow, very cute.
Yeah.
He's a little cutie.
I love the tied tail.
He is like an orphan kind of thing, a sad little boy who has no family and like just wants someone to take care of him. I went normal. I added dark. He probably doesn't need dark, but like he's a steely boy too. You know, he's living on the
He's
street.
dark adjacent.
Yeah. But he could have been a monotype. But yeah, he's an opossum. A possum. There's not a whole lot to say about him. So yeah. His shiny. He's dead in his shiny, like playing possum, right?
Oh god. I think you're gonna ruin this thing so hard when you
Oh, I'm
unfold
not.
it.
I swear I'm not. All right, so
His
his
life can't
wish.
get any worse. He's already an orphan. You couldn't have possibly made it worse.
Mhm.
You'll see. Right. So his wish overall is that he just wants a family. Like, he's been abandoned, he's an orphan, he wants a family. So I wanted to pay homage to like Kangaskhan and Mousehold. These Pokemon that like they have babies with them, which is like kind of weird, right? When you have a Pokemon that's multiple Pokemon. Whatever. We're going that route. So this is, what did I call it? Postresso. Postresso. I can't even pronounce what I even called him. So he got a family.
I love it.
That expression is godlike.
It's
there at the top.
fantastic. Yeah.
That is godlike.
That is so good, man. Holy. It's like the big one, is that like the small one? Or like...
I mean, it's nebulous. It's like a smaller version than the first evolution. They're related. It's... Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
It's
the baby
undefined.
Kangaskhan doesn't look exactly like the fully evolved Kangaskhan.
Yeah.
Or fully grown, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I needed them to be pretty simple design-wise, just so the whole thing wasn't like, overwhelming
Understand.
with detail.
It's
But
so
yeah.
good though.
Possums. And I don't know if you've seen, like, a possum will carry its baby, and they kind of do this. They all, like, pile on, and, like, and possum just looks, like, super stressed all the time.
Wait, what type of sound do they make?
That's what that was last night. That's what that was. I was trying to say.
And, I mean, I don't have kids, but, like, I have friends who have kids, so, like, I feel like they can relate to this. Like, they'll get where this is coming from. Yeah. Oh, and it earns the dark type in this evolution just because it uses the babies as weapons.
Oh god.
So that's why it gets the dark type.
I love
for
that.
sure.
I love that it has parental bond. Does it also have population bond?
Oh, it probably should. Yeah.
It's good. It's good.
Something that I really appreciate with this one is how the like main Pokemon actually develops. Like when it evolves, it actually looks different. Yeah, I love all the little ones, like all the different things that they're doing.
God, it's so cool.
Huge success.
Yeah.
Critical
100%.
Yeah, this was fun. I think we did a pretty good job overall of... I think we could have been a lot more depressing, and I think we held back, and I'm very proud of us. All of our designs...
Yay!
Not Bonnie.
Yeah.
Oh,
Bonnie
that's
did not
true.
hold
Bonnie's-
back.
Not me.
Okay,
I'll go into the corner. I'll go head out to the corner now.
I just gotta say, it was such a blast to hang out with these dorks and make Fakemon. And if you enjoyed this, be sure to check out all of the other videos on their channels as well. I don't want to give anything away, but there are some like really bananas designs out there. Just they're amazing. Some nuggets that I'm very proud of. Links to all those videos will be down in the description. But for this video, real fast, I would actually love to hear your thoughts on all of these Pokemon. Tell me about it down in the comments below. And with that, I'll catch you in the next one. Later, nerds.